I understand what it feels like to start something new and hide it away somewhere in those drawers, hoping no one else sees it. And that could happen for various reasons. But there's one thing that I know can make you move from start to completion, and that is accountability. If you have ever said to yourself, I'm writing a book or doing anything else, and you've been saying it to yourself for 2 years without doing, this episode may be what you need to keep your project moving from start to finish. Welcome to the Minute Mastery Podcast, a conversational productivity and time management podcast where busy authors and entrepreneurs are inspired to create time for what truly matters. I'm your host, Ngozi Edema. I'm a time management coach, writer, and entrepreneur. Here, you are encouraged to turn your minutes into milestones and to create at least 1 hour a day working on your goals without feeling overwhelmed. When a child goes to school for the very first time, we often talk about how we feel. Mama's daycare was born from that quiet moment when Mama is suddenly left alone and her little helper is gone. In this story, we meet Nene, a bright, imaginative little girl who is excited to start kindergarten. But then she begins to worry. What will her mama do all day without her? So Nene does what children do best. She imagines a solution. She creates a daycare just for Mama, right across the streets from her school, filled with fun, comforting activities to keep Mama happy until they are together again. This book is an invitation for parents and children to talk about separation, about worries, about change, and about how love doesn't disappear when routines change. Mama's Daycare helps spark imagination, build empathy, open gentle conversations about big transitions. It's a story for children starting school and for the mamas learning to let go. Just a little. I hope this book becomes a comforting read for your family during this season of change. Mama's Daycare is available in the Kindle store and on paperback cover. Project stays stalled, not because you lack ideas, not because you lack talent, not because you lack the passion, but because you lack the structure. And writing without structure is like building a house without scaffolding. You may lay a few bricks, but eventually the whole thing collapses. Today, I'm going to walk you through my 3 parts accountability framework that turns aspiring writers into published authors. No hype, no motivation, but structure. Because when motivation fades, structure sustains momentum. To get us started with my 3-part accountability framework is the calendar accountability. If your writing time is negotiable, it will be negotiated away every single time. Many aspiring authors treat their writing like a hobby. They squeeze it in when they have leftover time, after work, after family, after emails, after scrolling on social media. But here is the psychological reality. Your brain prioritizes what is scheduled. Unscheduled goals feel optional. And if it's optional, why should you do it? Scheduled goals feel real. There are 3 levels of calendar accountability. Level 1 is time blocking. You assign a specific day and time to your projects. For example, Saturday, 9 to 11 a.m. You put that on your calendar. You ensure that you do not have any other conflicting tasks at the same time, and you make sure that you tell others what you plan to use that time for. Work for 20 to 25 minutes, take a 5 minutes break and repeat. That way, you are not bored because your brain knows you can stop, go for a walk, chat with family and friends, and go back to your projects. Remember to stay hydrated. Level 2 is to assign specific tasks to your projects, and that involves advanced planning. So instead of saying, work on book. You say, draft 1,000 words of chapter 2. Outline conflict for my main character. Revise opening paragraph. These are specific things that you want to do within your allotted time. Specific tasks reduces resistance. Your brain avoids write a book, but it will accept draft messy opening scene. Level 3 is energy alignment. This is where most productivity advice fails for authors. You must match writing tasks to your energy levels. High energy window, drafts creatively. Low energy window, you do simple tasks like editing, formatting, or researching. When authors say, I don't feel inspired to do this, what they often mean is I'm trying to do high creative work in a low energy state. So schedule smarter, not working harder. If your writing is not currently on your calendar for the next 4 weeks, please pause. Schedule your writing. If you do not do that, you are still wishing, not writing. Part 2 is visibility, accountability. This is part nobody talks about. You don't just need time, you need some gentle social pressure. Not toxic pressure, but productive pressure. As many aspiring authors protect their dreams so tightly that no one ever gets to know that they're writing a book. They say to themselves, I don't want to tell anyone in case I fail. But the problem with this is secrecy protects procrastination. Let me explain the psychology behind this. When a goal is private, there is no cost to abandoning it. When a goal is public, on the other hand, your identity is involved. Identity is powerful. If no one knows you're writing a book, you can quietly stop writing. But if 5 people know you're writing a book, now you have social accountability. So there are 3 tiers to visibility. Tier 1 is inner circle. Tell 3 to 5 trusted friends or family members. Ask them to check in on you monthly. Don't just say, encourage me to write my book. Ask them for specific things like, ask me what I have been writing or working on. Ask me what I have completed in the last 1 week or 2. Be specific about your accountability, because specific accountability beats vague support. If it is vague, then it's not going to help you. Tier 2 is community accountability. So join a writing group or create a small author circle for yourself. It is not to compete or compare yourself with another writer, but to report your progress. There is something powerful about saying, I just completed 2,000 words this week. It wires your brain for continuation. Tier 3 is public declaration. This is advanced announcement of what you're doing, perhaps in a social media post. I'm writing my first book. First draft complete by June 30th. Deadlines plus public visibility equals behavioral leverage. You are no longer someone who wants to write, but someone who is writing. Identity drives behavior, and here is something deeper. Many aspiring authors are not just afraid of failure, they are afraid of visibility. Finishing the book means that people cannot judge you and your book. But staying in aspiring mode feels safer. If that is you, be aware of it and do something about it. 3 is milestone accountability. Now, let's address a real killer of books, overwhelm. When you are writing or doing anything, please don't let overwhelm come into the mix, because it's not going to help you or your progress. Many aspiring authors try to write a book, but write a book is not a task. It's a mountain that needs to go gradually. Mountains paralyzes you, but when you create milestones, it mobilizes you. Here is a 5 milestone map you can use for any book. Milestone 1 is concept clarity. Milestone 2, your outline is complete. Milestone 3, your first draft finish. Milestone 4, your first edit is complete. Milestone 5, publishing preparation is now ready. So each milestone needs a defined deliverable, a completion date, and a review checkpoint to make sure you are in line with what you have planned. Without a review checkpoint, your deadline dissolves. So this point, you should be aware of perfectionism. Perfectionism disguises itself as quality control, but often it is the fear of completion. So here is a simple rule you could apply. Draft ugly, edit intelligently, and publish bravely. I will repeat. Draft ugly, edit intelligently, and publish bravely. Your first draft is not your reputation. It's raw material, raw data that you are collecting to help your finished work to be better. Perfectionism delays publishing. Milestones accelerate it. So create your milestone and don't leave yourself in perpetual perfectionism. Always make sure you have a deadline for any project that you are doing, because deadlines activate urgency. Urgency activates focus. Focus increases output. Without deadlines, the brain drifts away into la la land. With deadlines, the brain narrows things down to a specific time frame. Writers who finish are not more intelligent or talented than you are. They operate inside constraints. Constraint creates creativity. That is why in my program, I put in a 90-day deadline to help you finish in 90 days. If you have a deadline, then you are more likely to finish your project. To recap what we have been saying in this episode, if you can manage work, family, responsibilities, you are disciplined enough to carry out any projects. You just need to structure your writing environment to support completion. Accountability is not about willpower, it's about design. Design your calendar, design your visibility, and design your milestones. Design removes reliance on motivation. If you are tired of calling yourself an aspiring author, if you are ready to become someone who finishes, here is a small challenge for you. Tonight, schedule 3 writing sessions for the next 2 weeks. Tomorrow, tell 3 people you are writing a book. This week, define your next milestone and give it a date. Simple. That is it. Not complicated, but it is powerful enough to move you to completion. Because books are not written by inspiration, they are written by structure, and structure creates freedom. And if you are a woman in your midlife who wants to move from aspiring author to published author, join my Bedtime to Bookshelf systems. You'll find a link in this episode's show notes. Thanks for tuning in to the Minute Mastery Podcast. If you have found this episode helpful, please share it with someone who could use more time in their day. And remember to subscribe, check out this episode's show notes, and leave us a review. Until next time, you are in control of your time and you've got this.